Well, good afternoon from a not so sunny North Lincolnshire, but at least it's not raining. Right, on this video we have an update on the sculpted layers mesh filter. So how has it performed? Good, bad, indifferent? Let's take a look. But before we do that, let's just do a quick recap. So originally I'd used one of these, the beer sieve. Now that just drops down the centre of the return pipe, and to be quite honest, it served me well. Problems are, of course, that with it being smaller than the return pipe, it obviously doesn't collect all the water before it returns through to the pond. So like some, I made a funnel to allow all the water to pass through it. Danger of this, of course, is you must ensure that you clean it regularly. And I can tell you from experience, if you don't clean it regular, then it will block up and it will cause the eazypod to overflow. So you could also try one of the collars you get off eBay. I did try one of those. Unfortunately, it snapped after about 10 months or so, I think, looking back on it. And while I was looking at what to do next, I remember I saw a video from a YouTuber called Crazy for Koi and Goldfish. So if you haven't seen his channel, please check him out and give him a sub. Quite an interesting channel, and lots of good ideas on there. What drew me to his channel is he advertised the video which was called Turn Your eazypod into a Drum. I mean, that's got to grab anybody's attention, and that's where I first saw one of these, the Sculpted Layers mesh filter. And he contacted Ian at Sculpted Layers and asked him if he could come up with something to help take the fines out, the eazypod. And after running a trial with a prototype and then fine-tuning, this is what he came up with. It has been reviewed by a couple of other YouTubers, and what really swayed me was the review that Darby Coy did, another good channel, and it was quite thorough, and I bought one. Now they come in 3 different sizes, if you like. There is the 40 mesh, which is equal to, sorry, fingers in the way, 400 micron, the 50 mesh, which is equal to 300 micron, and the 60 mesh, which is equal to 250 micron. You do get a sheet with instructions and advice on cleaning, which does tell you that you will need to clean it hourly when you first put it in. After a short while, that does increase. I'm pleased to say that I'm cleaning this probably first thing in the morning and last thing at night, so it's lasting a full day. But that's been after a couple of months. So mine, I think, has been really bad. So how have I found it in practice? Well, to be honest, when I first put it in and cleaning it on the hour, I was a little bit concerned of just how good the eazypod was functioning, but it was performing as everybody has said it would. So the hourly turned into about 3 or 4 hours, and eventually I am now up to, say, twice a day, and probably I could leave it a full day if I wanted to. So what are the advantages over the beer sieve? Well, first of all, let's just remove the lid, and the beer sieve, as you can see, drops down the centre, as I mentioned it before, but the mesh filter goes on the outside like that. So that's a big advantage. Secondly, it just works. It gathers all the muck and waste that the K1 Micro doesn't, and it collects that and allows the water to pass through. Some people have actually queried and suggested that the eazypod will overflow when it gets blocked. So I made a short clip just to show what happens when it does get blocked. So let's just take a quick look at that. Right, so it's now 10:25 in the morning, and the mesh filter was last cleaned at 7 p.m. last night. So that's about, what, 15 and a half hours, I would think. Yeah, 15 and a half hours since it was last cleaned. So let's just take a look and see what's happened. With the lid, and there we go. So we can see that, hopefully the camera will pick that up, that the water in the outer chamber has risen because the mesh filter is used for a clean, and it is now running across the overflow over the top of the mesh filter and down into the return, as it should do if the eazypod gets blocked up. Let's just take a look and see what it's like. Yep, I would say that's ready for a clean. And if we move it out of the way, you can see that the water level has dropped and is now flowing through the cable micro as it should be. So it is important to keep your eazypod clean. During sort of July and August, when I was trialling this mesh filter, I was cleaning my eazypod about every 3 days. We're now beginning of October, so that's going to about 4 days now, as the feeding has also dropped off. Another thing that I've found is, if I just switch over in that corner over there where my Tempest is, during the summer I was having to flush that about 5 times to get it clean. Now I can just do it once, and I think, to be quite honest, I can even extend that now to a couple of days. So it's obviously picking up less fines than it was before the mesh filter was fitted. So we'll just have a look at the pond. I have got my fingers in the way there, UV on, sorry, polarizer on. So I don't know if that's picking it up. There's a bit of wind, but I can actually see right at the bottom. The fish are close to the bottom, and I would definitely say that pond is clearer than it was before I fitted the mesh filter. So would I recommend it? Absolutely. Is it a good buy at $29.95? Definitely. And does it clear your pond? Yes, certainly. So that's about it for this one. So hope it's proved a benefit, and I hope all the new and old subscribers have found it interesting. So if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so, and hopefully I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.